apologies for starting behind time, but Lagos, you know, when you're cooking, the soup has to be done and has to be extra tasty. Even if network decides that it wants to play one up on us, we have waived all that and we're here. Right now, it's time for us to talk about personal finance, not in the way that you know. Usually it's all about money and knowing how to manage your money and things like that. This time around on personal finance, we'll be taking a look at the profession of filmmaking. Wondering, filmmaking, hmm, is there money in there? Have you seen the numbers? It's what I'm going to ask you. You need to see how much they are making at the box office. And I'm not talking about foreign movies. I'm talking about Nigerian movies. Yes. Well, you're wondering what the steps are, how you can get in? Well, we have a player in that sector who's definitely going to be answering all that question. Oh my days. I can't wait to get into this conversation, and I'm sure you can as well to ask your questions, contributions, and all that good stuff. I have
Oh
with me
Lord.
virtually Enobong Omon. She
Oh,
is an independent filmmaker who is a director, producer, and guess what? She's when I saw the name of the label, I'm like, this cannot be. There's a meaning behind it, which is also she's going to tell us. But the name
oh
of the
God.
production is Baby Lion Productions and Device Limited. Baby Lion. Well,
Yay.
before we get
Thank you
into
so
that,
much.
Hello, good evening. Glad to have you
Good
here.
evening. Thank you.
I'm so excited to have this conversation with you because talking about the female industry and making money seems like you were just
Oh
swimming
my
in it.
God.
When I see
Oh my
billions,
God.
when I saw someone made billions recently, I'm like, I'm in the wrong profession. I think I need to switch gears.
You know that it is community pie, and by the time they share all the slices, you're not going home with
Hmm.
billions.
You see,
You
that's how
guys
you
should
know the people
relax
that
on that
are
thing.
humble and they are trying to tell you, don't come and enter this space. It's already, it's not true. It's not true. There's still room for everyone. But glad to have you
Okay.
this evening.
Thank you for having
And
me.
hey, well, first off, I'd like to know what the how you got about that name. I'd like to start with that
Okay.
first.
Okay.
Please,
So,
let's know the
fun
name.
fact.
Yes.
Fun fact. Lion,
Mm-hmm.
my surname, the Omon that you said,
Mm-hmm.
means lion in my language. And
Okay.
yeah, and I'm the last born. So when it was time, it was sort of like
Ah,
I just threw it in
I
there,
I figured as
so
much.
yeah.
Hmm.
So no hard feelings, no much things.
Nice one indeed.
Thank you.
So with that, let's get straight into our conversation for this evening. Let's talk about
Let's do
the
that.
business itself. Filmmaking
Yeah.
seems like it's such a lucrative profession right now. Walk us through it.
Well, filmmaking is lucrative, but it's not automatic. You have to you have to keep some systems in play for it to work.
Okay.
It's like every other business, you know. So
Mm,
it's more like creativity meeting strategy kind of thing.
right.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
I
So
like
apart from
that.
that, if you don't put that in place, if one of them is lacking, it's
Mm.
just you telling a story at the end of the day. So yeah.
So yeah,
Oh, I can't hear you anymore. Can you hear me?
well, or so we know how to tap into that market, even if we're not going to be the directors and well
Yeah.
producers just yet. We can be
Yeah.
investors, but we'll get into all that. When you say storytelling, how does
Oh my God. It keeps freezing. Um,
or you have to set there are steps to take? So walk us through those steps.
I didn't hear the whole question. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay. Apologize. Like I
Yeah.
said, the gremlins are trying to get the better of us. So talking about storytelling, right?
Yes.
And as a
Mm-hmm.
producer and film director, for someone who's trying to get into the space,
Yeah.
do you necessarily have to have your own first before you get into the space, or can you just source it from anywhere when it comes to storytelling? How does it work? Walk us through it.
Okay, so storytelling is such a beautiful art, and it is accommodating in different angles. So I came in from being a film student to being an assistant director to eventually
Okay.
directing and then eventually producing and directing. And prior to that, I was writing. So there are different avenues people come in. And I always recommend anyone that wants to be hands-on, get their
Mm-hmm.
hands dirty a bit, go into the film set, go on film set. It is the best film schools you could ever, experience from. Because in as much as you go to film schools,
Right.
it's beautiful. It's a foundational training. It's good for
Okay.
you to know the theoretical aspects, the principles, and all of that. But then it's a very practicalized industry. So you must be on a film set to understand a certain level of storytelling. Yeah,
Hmm. I like that.
yeah.
So it's not
Oh,
just,
and watch
oh,
films. Just watch films every time, especially the making. I highly recommend watch the
hmm.
making. Yeah,
But you have to have access to that, because if I'm at home and I'm watching on screen,
yeah,
I might not be able to figure out what exactly and how things pan out, because, hey,
yeah,
I'm just watching, I'm just
yeah, yeah.
consuming it.
Yeah, so you consume it, you
Mm-hmm.
take down your questions, and then you still go on film sets. So it's a combination of everything. That's why I said there are different avenues into entering the business
Right.
itself. And if you're not up for all that wriggling activity, please just sign up to investments. Look at the numbers, look at how you can come in and finance your pockets and still own that title that, hey, I'm a co-filmmaker. I do stories as well. So yeah.
Hmm. And seeing that you are a director and producer, does that
Yeah.
mean that one has to wear so many hats, able to
Ugh.
sense making money?
Oh yes, oh yes.
You
Wear
have to
all the
don all these
hats.
hats on.
Wear all. You know that I
Even the
will cut
investors
that.
don't.
That guy said he will cut his size. He will cut his coat oversized. Oversize the hats. Wear all the hats that you can accommodate when you're starting. Okay, at the
Ah,
starting point, because eventually
okay.
it gets so wide, and when you're ready to expand, if you do that, you will definitely burn out. So
Okay.
you would find yourself going into specializing. You would know what type of stories work for you. Are you a rom-com kind of person? Are you horror? Are you comedy? Are you biographical kind of stories? What
Okay.
kind of stories call to you? So, but the first time when you're starting, wear all the
Mhm.
hats you can wear just to cut costs, because you can't be hiring and paying everybody when you are just on your little capital. Unless maybe you want to start big, then yeah, sure, delegate.
But they
But
say you should go big or go home now.
that's the thing. If you're in the house, you have not yet been big.
Okay.
If you're coming out from the house, I
Mm-hmm.
strongly advise that you wear the hat that accommodates your head, and eventually you specialize, delegate, collaborate. Collaboration
Mm-hmm.
is the bedrock of filmmaking. You can't do it on your own. It's a huge community. So, yeah.
Awesome stuff. Now, talking about film school,
Yeah.
I'm going back to that because
Yeah.
I've
Hmm.
seen a lot of film schools,
Hmm.
and with that, the question is not, is it appropriate to start off at a film school here in Nigeria, but I'm just asking, in a sense, if we have the right environment to train the next generation of filmmakers.
Okay. So yes, 100% start in a film school. If you
Mhm,
can, start in a film school. The
mhm,
reason why you need to start in a film school is because, take for example, a patient goes to a hospital. the first thing they ask is medical history. What medication are you on and stuff like that.
True.
You need to know your core. You need to understand how the place works as a whole
Mm-hmm.
on paper and
Mm-hmm.
in practicals because film school is very rigorous, to be honest. I've gone through a couple of them. It is never a sit in class and read kind of thing,
Experimental all
especially
through.
yes, especially if you're learning directing. I didn't know that directing was this huge. I thought it was just action and cuts. But then by the time I got into film school, I was like, yeah, it looks cool. I'll just sit down and say action cut. What could it? I go into film school and they say you have a class. I'm like, no, directing is Thursday. They're like, no, there's acting class. I'm like, no, but I'm not acting. So I did acting, I did screenwriting, I did lighting, I did cinematography, I did sound, I did all the classes, including directing class.
Okay.
Yeah, and then yeah, you can't learn all of that on set. You can't learn
Mm-hmm.
all of that on TV or on film, but you will learn that when you're in film school. The reason why you learn that in film school is that you need to understand how each department connect. You're not just you're coming in to sell something. So you need to
True.
understand how it works. Hence me saying medical history and all of that. You
Right.
need to know if you are into light or if you're into sound or if you're into overseeing like production, overseeing all of that, which is like those people are not human beings. We are not human beings. We are beyond that. We are supernatural at this point. Um, Film school is recommended and you have to read a lot. No one tells you that filmmaking has to do with research and reading, but you have to
Okay.
do that to be very current because you don't want to be obsolete in an
Mm.
industry that is shaping and reshaping every second. So yes, film school, please. And it also helps your community. Hey,
Right.
that collaboration is not going to happen in your house or on a phone call. Going through
Right.
schools with different people in different departments,
Mm.
different affiliations, it also expands your community. It also expands your resources for the work. So yes,
Awesome
please,
stuff.
film school. Yeah,
I like
yeah.
that. I like that. And just thinking about how that community in itself, it is very important. And one thing I have also learned, because I've had people who have gone through that, they said it helped them expand their horizon. What they were thinking, oh, okay, it's just a small thing. Just,
Oh,
oh
yeah.
no,
Oh,
like you
yeah.
said, they learned the ropes.
Yeah.
They went through the rigors. And
Yeah.
sometimes when I see them, and they're critiquing things, they're telling, no, that lightning is. I'm like, okay, I see what you mean. It wasn't
That
a
and it
waste.
does that. It ruins the fun because look, I envy people that
Ex-
watch things like
mm.
non-filmmakers because you have that emotion. You're also in sync with it. I'm here like,
Right.
what is wrong with your lens, bro? What kind of
You could have
lens
done
is
better.
this? You would have done better. And then I go check the IMDb. I'm like, no, with your filmography, come on, you would have done better. But that's not the idea of film. You're meant to be
Mm,
entertained. You're meant to relax. But once you switch to being the maker,
mm.
it's different. It's different.
And talking about different and all the things that encompasses making a film. I know that
Yeah.
most of our country is import dependent. And talking about trying to either build a studio, the cameras, the gadgets, that
Mm.
definitely cost a pretty sum. How expensive truly is this? It's
Okay.
expensive, yes, but give us an insight into it.
So that's the thing. I wouldn't say don't own a studio, but at the
Okay.
same time,
Okay.
if you'd rather divert your funds into making the film to make enough money to own a studio, please do that. Rent what you can rent. Ownership is fun, but if you're not affiliated into the sector of renting equipment, I don't
Right.
think it's necessary because this can easily be like another version in less than 2 months. And
Oh yeah.
that
Oh
would just
yes.
sit and collect dust on the shelf, and the
Mm-hmm.
capital is just going down the drain.
That's
But
it.
if you rent and you get a value of your money, there is still an avenue of you knowing, hey, should I own this or should I? Because it's a different business. It's business entirely. You have staff working all those cameras, you have cashiers making sure that the money is coming in, you have them paying before they take out the equipment, you have them signing that, damages and all of that, caution fees and all of that. You also have to secure the equipment, very important. So you have to also insure. Insure. There's a
Okay.
whole lot of science to equipment business. So if you don't want to get tangled in all of that, please rent and rest, especially when our currency value is not friendly. Okay, if you were if you were somewhere that was, the opposite, yeah, you can do that. So what it's made us do as filmmakers in Nigeria is it's made us very resourceful. It's made us very, very resourceful. So you know how to juice to the pulp with the little you have. You know how to
Awesome.
do 101 things with the one equipment or two equipments that you can, afford at that point. So yeah.
And talking about that, most recently I've been seeing a lot, well, I won't say a lot, but I've been seeing some projects where people are actually using their phones. That I wouldn't get into just yet. I think I will leave that. Maybe we'll have a sequel of this
That's
conversation because
that's a limited series. That's the limited series. But I'm just gonna put a little point by that before we close that box. I like the fact that we are now including phone shots. Before it wasn't professional on certain platforms, it wasn't a standard, it was frowned upon. But now it's being inclusive. The gates are open, there is no particular way as far as you're filming. You have a platform that particular kind of equipment works for, not necessarily all platforms. So yeah,
okay, okay. We've
yeah,
touched on that. I think we shall
we have,
leave
we
it
have closed that book.
there.
We'll leave it there. The end.
The end. And talking about releasing films, and I'm trying. I'm skirting around this one because I saw some post recently. It's not just a post. This one was on on TV as well, where they were
Okay.
talking about all the dancing and things. But I'm not talking about the dancing. Let's not go there. Let's talk about releasing films in theaters. Some people say it's profitable. Some say the numbers are made up. You're in the
Hmm.
space. You are a player in the sector. Share your thoughts on this.
Okay, so theater for me, I love theater. Like it's a different field when you release your film in cinemas. However,
Mm,
post-COVID effects and theater numbers, that's very accurate, but it's now more events driven. Your marketing has to be 100%
top
stronger
notch.
than if you were doing a streaming platform. They would
Okay.
take some of those, weights off your shoulder. But then when it comes to cinema,
Oh, okay.
um, you have to work hard. You see that dance, is remaining to stand on your head because the target
You
is
have to
here,
sell. Mm,
and you must sell it. So if you're
okay.
not up for that, and if your story is not event driven, and you're not sure of your target audience,
Mm,
and some factors are not lying in place, please by all means divert to streaming platforms. Although it's beautiful when you start from cinema because you get the
okay.
streaming
Oh, okay.
platforms coming to you. It's like ants coming to sugar, like, oh yay, because they see the numbers you've made in cinema
Hmm.
and you don't need to prove a point to them. Numbers don't lie.
It's already
It's
there.
already established that this is your capability. So
Okay.
when they see this capability, they want that on their platform. And it's
Okay.
easier. The conversation is easier. But if you can't accomplish that,
Hmm.
go straight to streaming services by all means.
Okay. And
Yeah.
that That is actually interesting. I was going to touch on that, but you've, giving us insight because some say it's more lucrative to be on those platforms, the streaming platforms, as opposed to putting your thing out there.
Yeah, yeah,
Now, let me digress to you. I know time is of the essence, but before we shut things down,
yeah.
do you have any projects lined up this year?
Oh yeah, we always have projects in my production company. We are more of we've been on the developing end for a while because we believe in taking time to create value. We
Mhm.
research and curate things, and we focus on indigenous and cultural stories that are authentic. And we
Mm,
look at underrepresented regions in Nigeria because history is not just about a certain tribe. You get
right.
me? It's about different tribes, and you have to understand your history to preserve that culture, to digitalize it, to move with time instead of, going obsolete. So that has been our mantra since our first film that we are putting in film festivals this year.
Awesome.
We filmed that in 2024, and that was based on a book that was written in
Oh,
my language, Ibibio, and it was written in the late 1980s. The books are not in bookshops anymore.
oh.
Just getting the book was another Chronicles of Narnia. I can't even start telling you how it went.
Oh, yes. Talking
So,
about Chronicles of
yeah.
Narnia. Ah,
So
right.
yeah, so yeah, and originality is our thing. So it's not even about quantity
Mm,
for us, it's about quality. We could
quality.
do one project and we could take our time, leaving people's experiences on our lens and making sure that it truly resonates locally and beyond borders. So because over time most stories, sometimes stories are driven by hype, they are driven by noise, and you end up not
Mm,
picking so much something sustainable, um
right.
and that's not good for the long run. It's not also good when you want to build assets in terms of film. There are certain filmmakers that look in the long term and they motivate us as a company to do that. Example, Ryan Coogler's Sinners. In 25 years from now,
It's
it's going to
still
be a
going to be
clean slate,
referenced.
and he's going to get all the money that he wants. No one is going to hold him for anything for that. So, and that's genius. No filmmaker has thought about that till he started that deal. So now it's a revolutionary
Mm,
movement for most filmmakers, and it's amazing. Also, indie filmmakers in Nigeria are also headlining globally. We don't talk
right.
about them here, but they
Over
headline
here.
globally. They
Mm,
break and open those doors. Look at Sundance, they're featuring in Sundance, they are
honest.
featuring in Canes, and they are getting acclaimed for it. So, yeah, yeah, we have a couple of projects coming up. I
Awesome.
can't wait to share our cultural story because you're about to see Akwa Ibom in a light you've never seen
I'm
before.
looking forward to
You know,
that. I shall be
Uh,
plugging and
yes,
following
please.
to figure out how it, it. We shall talk behind the scenes. Let me
Yes,
quickly
please.
take Gilbert Musa's message before we wrap things up. He says, "I've
Yes.
observed that the quality of soap operas slash drama in the 70s and 80s were better than Nollywood production in the 90s." Oh,
Oh
well,
yes. Oh yes,
true.
100%. So that's our motivation. We watch most of them to actually tell our stories in my company. We watch
Okay.
old vintage stories because
True.
I agree with them. I would sit down and watch August Meeting. I'll sit down and watch Sales by Moonlight. I'll sit
Oh
down and
yeah.
watch Billionaires Club. I'll sit down and watch Rituals. These people were heading towards a place that I wouldn't say we missed it along the line because some
Hmm.
people still get it, but
Okay.
they had that energy that
Oh,
we are looking for now because lots of people are hungry
mm.
for those type of stories these days. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh my days. Time is far spent. I wish I
I
could keep
know.
you. We could talk about the film
I
industry because
know. I
one thing we
know.
love here at Smooth is also about the movies. Well, I'm not about to plug, but well, we have that, and on Fridays it's always something I look forward to getting insights.
Yeah.
Gosh, shout out to you for all that you do. All right, so
Yes, please.
to wrap things up,
Okay.
how can anyone who's listening right now reach out to you
Yeah.
if they want to become filmmakers, they want to learn the ropes, your social media handle that they can reach out to you and get the necessary
Yeah.
insights.
Okay. So there is Baby Lion Productions plus device on IG. And then there is our website, which is blpxdevices.com. There's two of that.
Simple and short.
Yes.
Lagos, it's been
Yes.
an exciting conversation this evening with Enobong. Honestly, I've learned a thing or two. Well, talking about the film industry, I don't know yet. You just might be seeing me in one of the productions.
Come
Just keep your fingers crossed.
around. Come around. The cake is so big. We love
Oh my
sharing. Come
word.
around. Come around.
I could just shock Lagos and decide to, do something where it's not the regular language you would hear me speak. But
Mm-hmm.
you need to stick around to find
Oh
out.
yeah. Oh yeah.
This is where we draw cutting on personal finance today. Lagos has been an
Okay.
exciting one, but there's still much
Yeah.
more lined up for you. At 6, I'll come back to take your reactions to the musings. Then at 6, we'll be talking about insurance. And this time with a touch really on your health. So don't move a muscle. Stay glued to your radio. Smooth 98.1. Absolutely interesting conversation.
It
Thank
was
you
really
so
good. It was really, really good. Thank